Hello, listeners, and welcome to Dead Tomorrow. I have no idea what sound Ollie just made.
Yeah, you don't want to know.
My name is Ian. I'm here with Ollie and Robin.
Hello.
Say hi, guys.
Yep. Hi.
Okay, so today we're going to be discussing bucket lists. But first, I need to discuss the elephant in the room. You may notice the mic is a lot worse quality than on our sort of preview
It should
test.
be okay.
Yeah, well, Ollie went and broke the mic.
Sorry.
So we're having to use his MacBook's mic.
The mic is invalid, so...
Yeah.
Mac is good. It's okay. It's fine.
So hopefully this will be good enough quality. But anyway, we're going to start with bucket lists if we only had a day left. And then we're going to talk about what we actually want to do for the rest of our lives.
If we survive. See,
Yes.
we have another problem this time. So, at the beginning of this month, you may or may not have heard that there was supposed to be a meteor hitting us, which was predicted a few years ago, and we think has passed by us now. So, we were looking up about this meteorite just to make sure it wasn't going to hit us. And we noticed another problem. Giant melons are about to fall from the sky.
Yeah, giant meteorite melons.
And they're heading directly for this house.
Yeah, so we may have death by melons.
Hide your wife. Hide your kids.
Let's hope we're not dead tomorrow.
Indeed.
Oh god.
Okay, so to start this off, we will go round the room and each discuss our bucket list. Who would like to start?
No, wait. This bucket list is the hypothetical one.
Yeah.
If we die tomorrow, what do we want to do before the day ends?
Mm-hmm.
But that has to be possible though on that day.
Yeah, it has to
Yeah.
be possible.
Within 24 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Who would like to start?
Well, we should take it in turns, not to say the whole list, but just to
Alright.
chime in on everyone else, I think.
Well, seeing as you made that suggestion, you may start.
This podcast, of course. Like, if we're going to die tomorrow, we have to do this podcast.
So I might die tomorrow.
Sorry, headphone users.
Your turn.
Okay, so if we're going to die tomorrow, I would certainly like to just take one last road trip. Just go for a drive.
That would take up most of your time, though.
No, not a long road trip, just like half an hour.
Fair enough. What about you?
Oh, well, the first thing I would do if I knew that was going to happen is that I would sit down on my own, have a nice cup of tea, and watch some anime. But it has to be ecchi slice of life anime. Some people might know what that is, some people don't. But it's totally safe. It's safe. Okay.
I don't think I want to know.
Okay, good. Okay. Anyone else?
Alright, back to you.
You just broken me.
I broke myself.
Yeah. I have forgotten what I was going to say.
Would you like us to come back to you?
Yeah.
Okay, if I was going to die tomorrow, certainly on my bucket list, I would have to watch one of my all-time favourite films with the people I care about the most. So I'd probably sit down and either watch King Kong 2005, Transformers: The Last Knight, or Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith. But that's just something that would cover a couple hours, but it would be a very important thing for me to do on my last day.
Okay. Your turn.
Alright, yeah, so what I would do, thank you James for that anyway. But I think
Are you okay?
not mentally.
We're aware.
Yeah, so I would just sit down, watch a few animes, and then after that I would just sit down and watch my all-time favourite film, Turbo.
No, you know what we should do? We should go see Hey Dougie at the cinema.
I don't even know what that is.
I might just watch the B
What
movie.
is that?
We nearly went and saw it. It's basically this kids program. Dougie's like this dog. And yeah, that's all I have to say.
Apparently,
No,
you
we're
would
not.
waste your time watching a kids film.
That is not on my list. That's not on my list.
IGN 10 out of 10.
That was just a joke I was making. That is not on my list.
Okay, so what would you have?
Probably it's not on the list to do, but it was probably something that I'd end up doing. If I knew I was going to die and the world around me would survive, I'd be frantically writing down things about my life or any ideas I have, and I'd be trying to tell everyone like online and that sort of thing, and all of my friends online. I'd host like a huge voice call and be like, you better join, even if it's like midnight where you are, you better join because I'm going to die tomorrow.
I mean, it is unlikely that only you are going to be the one dying. It is gigantic watermelons
Yeah.
from another galaxy.
Seedless, may I add.
Oh, that's the worst kind. Okay, so, if I was going to die tomorrow, I would get some of my mates together and go for a last drink. That would amount to another half an hour, but it
Better
would
buy
be.
me a J2O.
But it would be a
Not
nice
sponsored.
time to spend it.
Yeah.
Okay, back to you, Ollie.
Yeah, so after when I watched Turbo and all that, I'll just, go outside, have one last just breather and all that before it all starts. Then after I'll go to school because it's probably like 8 a.m. and all that.
Why would you go to school?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I would only know because I'm a reliable source. Come on. And I will go to the nearest girl and just kiss her and just say.
This is like the.
This has bad connotations.
This is like the
You can get in
meteorite-
jail for that kind of
Well,
thing.
it's like the Meteorite 60 Seconds game. In that game, you can either use violence or you can go around kissing everyone.
I mean, I prefer to kiss everyone because
There's a word for that, and it's sexual assault.
Yeah.
Sexual harassment.
You get the bad ending no matter what you do, so.
What has this podcast come to?
It's a good game.
Talking about sexual harassment. Anyway, anyone else?
Back to Robin, but how you can beat whatever that was, I don't know.
Maybe we should play the Meteorite game for some inspiration. I mean, it's only a very short game.
Oh, I get my shoes on. We can go.
Well,
Go outside.
in one part of the game, without too much spoilers, you can save the world in some way. So maybe we could work out a way to do that. But I'm not smart enough, so that's not on my list.
I already have a way to save the world on my list, but we'll come back to that.
With the melons, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay. But I'm not smart enough, so I'm not going to focus my time on that. What should I do instead? You guys are watching movies and stuff, but
Turbo, yes.
I don't think I'd do that. I don't think I'd be watching movies. As much as I love movies, I don't think I'd spend my last day doing that. I think I'd spend my last day either outside, which is completely unusual for me, but it's just...
Well, like I said, I'd go for a drive, so I'd be out. I'd probably go to
Yeah.
the beach or something.
Yeah. I'd spend time with people that I care about, like you said, but I don't have many of those in the real world. A lot of those are online. If money is not an option, then within 24 hours you can travel abroad. It is possible.
Yeah, that is something I was going to bring up as well.
I might try and do that, but that would take a lot of time out of my 24 hours. It would, depending on where I go. So I can't have a really long journey. It depends on who I'm trying to go and see. Depends on how long the journey would be. So, yeah, I'd probably try and fit in some kind of travel or journey somewhere. Whether I'm travelling abroad or I'm just seeing sites where within my own community.
Okay. Well, I've got quite a few points, so I'm just going to pick the one that feels the most relevant to the situation. So you said about traveling. If I had one thing to do, if you could only do one thing in your final day, because I know this would take a long time, if we ignore the rest, I would certainly want to go to Orlando. Because I've always dreamed of going to America and going to Orlando Studios, to Universal Studios Orlando. It's just been something I've wanted to do my whole life. So if I could only do one thing on my final day, I would certainly want to go to Universal Studios Orlando.
Yeah.
But
it would take the time to travel, but it would also take times and lines and queues and things as well.
Exactly.
Which I wouldn't be prepared to spend my last day on.
And the thing is as well, that's all well and good. I could meet up with some of my friends in America.
And if everyone knew that it was going to be the last day for everyone,
traveling would be difficult.
It's not just traveling that would be difficult, but everything would just be difficult, depending on whether people are deciding they want to stay at home or whether people are deciding they need to travel the world in 24 hours. I think that's why we need to make bucket lists in general.
Yeah.
Because we need to see, well, if I do this on my last day, why aren't I doing it now?
Yeah, definitely. Alright, back to Ollie.
Yeah, so after when I'm running from the police because I've been kissing tons of girls without their permission. I mean, I can't travel, which is the sad thing. Might be wondering why, because I don't have a passport.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. I don't have one either.
Although, if the world's going to end, would they worry about things like passports?
But if they didn't know it was, that's interesting.
Yeah, because who would be working?
Yeah, no one would be working. You'd have no pilots to take you.
True.
Yeah, because if I could, I would go to Japan. I mean, it's a wonderful country out there. Like,
you just want to go there for the Weeb stuff.
Shut up, James. Hey, I mean, I could walk around there, with my katana and just... I could just walk up to a guy and just say, Konnichiwa, hashigurimaste, orewa chinchin ga daisuki desu. I mean, I could say all those things, but you probably don't even know what that means.
I know some of it.
I know some of it.
You probably don't know what I was saying, though. Okay, I think that's my time up. I want to talk about some more Japanese stuff.
Is your entire day going to be full of Weeb stuff?
Not everything. I was kissing some random girls. Now I'm running from the FBI and the police. But
great last day.
It's fine.
I mean, to be fair, are they really going to be chasing you when they're all going to die?
They're all going to be joining me.
Right, this entire thing depends on whether everyone else knows about the watermelons coming for us or not.
I think they would know if a giant watermelon was on its way.
It's a bird. It's a plane.
Oh, not many people have been speaking about it yet. We had to dig through NASA's files.
True.
To find it.
Yeah, but by tomorrow people will know.
Yeah.
Although that'll be too late.
Yeah.
Okay. Your next one.
Stop.
I don't know.
You can skip it if you want.
I don't want to skip it though. I have so many things that it's hard to narrow it down. I have 24 hours. I've probably used about 3 or 4 of them, depending on whether I travelled or not. But even if I did, even if I couldn't travel abroad, I'd still travel somewhere, I guess. I'll skip for now, and I'll find out. I'll just go through it in my own head for a minute.
Alright, I guess one of the things that I would do in reality, ignoring the possibility of going to America or anything, is just have a final date. You know, just have a nice final date.
Yeah, because you actually have someone.
I'll try to ruin it. I'll follow you everywhere.
That's what his final day is.
Your final day would just be tagging along. There'd be
because, well, I don't have anyone because I'm lonely as hell.
Same.
Rip. Yeah, but I would probably just ruin this day or something.
Thanks, mate.
No, I'm joking. I would ruin someone else's day.
Perhaps I try to get into contact with some people that I've not spoken in ages to. Because I know I'd spend time talking to people that I speak to every day, but there are also, like, online and in real life, there are people I've spoken to online and the servers have died. And I'd try and track those people down, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'd briefly talk, probably on, like, I'd probably log on to Facebook for the first time in 20 years. Even though I'm not 20 years old. Yeah, I'd probably log into Facebook and try and talk to someone, maybe. Yeah, but that might be difficult because some people you haven't spoken to in so long that it's like, it would be like, oh, well, I'm going to die, so I don't care to talk about you. I'll talk to someone else instead, kind of thing.
Mm.
It's like trying to find out who would want to talk to you on that last day, or if they just want to spend time with family or friends that they are friends with now, that sort of thing.
I completely agree. I think if I had one last day, I would definitely want to rebuild bridges.
Yeah.
And
Like, even if it wasn't a friendship that ended in a bad way, it's just a friendship that ended. Just like try and be like, hey, everyone.
Even if
we're
it's just
cool,
someone
right?
you've grown apart with.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And just so if they survive and you don't, at least someone is remembering you. Kind of.
Okay, nice idea for really selfish reasons. Okay.
No,
moving on to
it
Ollie.
wasn't. Hey, that's not fair.
And to you, Ollie.
Right, have you done yours?
I basically said the same one as her, so yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've done quite a lot on this day, haven't I? I've randomly kissed some girls, watched anime, watched the movie Turbo.
Tried to ruin my day.
Had your phone buzz in the middle of the podcast. Well done.
Yeah. Rip.
This is the second time this has happened. At least it wasn't you this time.
And it's not an. Never mind.
My mother's gonna beat me. Okay. Yeah. So I'll have to get beaten by my mother and all that. I'm just joking. She does not beat me as much. Well, I'm gonna have to skip because she's gonna keep on calling me. So I'll be right back, everyone. I'll leave it to Iron. Have fun, Iron.
Traitor.
I am a traitor. I am so sorry.
Bye.
Bye, BRB.
Alright. Okay,
He's gonna spend the entire day just locked in his room.
And ruining our days, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
he won't be able to
basically,
ruin that day because he'll be locked in his room.
True. But he could troll us online. He'll just be like sending us angry Twitter feeds and that
That's
all day.
true. That is true.
But anyway.
Oh, what
okay.
about like famous people who would you try and contact famous people? If they didn't know it was the last day, that might be easier. But if only you know it would. Also, if people didn't know it was their last day, would you tell people? Would you try and get people to know?
wouldn't want to create mass panic.
Yeah.
But I would tell those that I'm closest to and get them to stay hush about it.
But would they believe you as well? That's interesting.
I would give evidence. Or at least try to give evidence.
Yeah, because a lot of people will be like, that's just a conspiracy. Like back in 2012 when everyone said, the world's going to end today, everyone was still at school.
Back from your phone call? Are we?
Yes. I got recent news that my cat has died.
Oh, damn.
I'm joking.
I was going to say, Jesus Christ.
I was like, I thought he was joking. Like his face, that doesn't look like your cat just died.
Yeah,
I was like, how ironic would that be for that to happen on DeadTomorrow?
Yeah.
yeah, my cat has died. JK. Okay.
Okay. Right.
Would you spend time with your cat?
I mean, the cat scratches me like.
I would definitely spend time with my dogs.
He's gonna be dead tomorrow today.
Yeah, I would try and reach out to some celebrities, try and, I don't know, some of the people I look up to, just
Yeah.
call them and see if I got anywhere.
Yeah. It would be interesting to see if you could talk to certain people, because some people, no matter what the day, would respond to you, like YouTubers, like people I look up to, like Thomas Sanders and people like that. They constantly respond to things like Twitter and Instagram. So possibly I'd send something out like that, just to be like, hey, you inspired me, thanks.
Okay, the next point I'm going to bring up is how I would avoid the apocalypse, how I would cancel the apocalypse.
Yeah, I was about to ask you about that.
So, obviously, there's only one thing that can destroy giant watermelons in a way that the destruction isn't still going to cause an apocalypse.
Theresa May.
And that is...
What? Theresa May would probably stop it somehow.
She can't even do Brexit.
Oh,
We should not be talking about politics. Continue.
We need a hard Brexit final.
She can't even do Brexit right. If she can't do Brexit right, she most certainly cannot stop the apocalypse.
Okay. Anyway.
Anyway.
How are you going to stop the apocalypse? The government will not help us in this
Well,
endeavour.
first, I would make friends with both Chuck Norris and Shaggy Rogers. Then, I would use the combined power of the two of them to both, at the point of impact, punch the watermelon so that it
There's
completely
more than
disintegrates.
Across the entire world.
Well, then I'll get a legion of Chuck Norrises and Shaggy Rogers. We'll design a machine to clone Chuck Norrises and Shaggy Rogers. And in the event that their punch is so powerful that that causes the apocalypse, I will have a bunker ready that I can live out the apocalypse in.
What?
Or we could just use a nuke. You know, nukes
That's
do
the thing.
everything.
Are these bunkers that exist in the world already? Do you think they wouldn't collapse underneath the pressure of the watermelons?
I think certainly a lot of them are built to survive meteors and stuff like that. So I think
do
a
you
lot
think
of
we'd
them
be
would.
dead tomorrow? Do you think we could actually try and...
We could try and survive. We could try and survive tomorrow.
I've got
Okay.
an idea how to stop the watermelons. It's quite risky, okay, because it could kill us all. So I mean, either way, we're all gonna die. But I could summon, okay, just hear me out. I could summon the almighty Shaggy, and I could probably just persuade him to use 1% of his power to kill the watermelons, because if he uses 100%, we're all dead.
I mean, you are basically building off of my idea there.
I mean, mum's plausible.
Yeah, but
Would we still be dead if we nuked the watermelons?
Yes.
it depends how far in our atmosphere they are when we nuke them.
Yeah.
And also, you know, if we nuke them...
Also, we can't do that because we don't have governmental power.
If we nuke
whatever
them
the
with
word
the
is.
power of Shaggy, then we'll probably all die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 1% of his power, we're really at risk of dying.
He can kill Thanos with 1% of his power.
Exactly.
I mean, either way, I mean...
As long as we don't get Chungus in on this, because then we're all dead.
Don't say his name. He could be listening to us.
I
Okay.
think we're off topic.
We are. We're very off topic. No, but real contingency plan.
Yeah.
I think if there is no way to prevent the apocalypse, I would absolutely find a way to survive the apocalypse.
So we're not dead tomorrow?
Very possibly.
Okay.
Of course, I would.
Who would you save if you could own? Actually, that's probably a topic for another video.
I mean, it
Yeah,
would be
Like,
me, come on.
if you could save like a certain amount of people, who would you save? I'm going to leave that for another video.
Yeah.
I think.
Video.
Like, sorry, I'm too used to doing videos with you.
Podcast.
Leave that for another podcast.
There's
I mean-
no video here. This
I mean-
isn't YouTube. We're not YouTubers.
Hey, don't
Either
be
way,
mean.
it's gonna be me. I mean, you need
I
content.
mean, we're definitely not YouTubers. Certainly don't look up UNDEAD-IRON on YouTube
Stop
and
it.
subscribe.
Yeah,
And
don't.
make sure you click that little bell icon.
Make sure not to.
I run an anime YouTube channel.
We know.
We know.
Okay.
I also have a music video channel thing, so yeah.
What was that? What is your name on there, by chance? I'm just wondering for myself and all that.
Red Scarf Robin.
Red Scarf Robin. Oh, I'm gonna subscribe to that, and I think you should too.
And this certainly isn't plugging our channels or anything.
No. I wasn't going to say the name of my channel, actually.
But yeah, no, make sure you subscribe to mine
It's because
and
we used to do videos
Robin's channel.
before. Would we make any YouTube videos? Because we already know we're doing the podcast. Would we make any
So
YouTube
if we
videos?
had one last day,
Yeah.
absolutely, I would have to make a final video.
However, everyone, if they know, would be making videos about the end of the world. So
I
we
wouldn't.
should be different.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I would
What's our
make.
video about?
I would make one final skit.
Okay.
I feel like my final video should be a skit, not related to the end of the world at all. Just give hope and happiness and a little laugh to everyone who's about to die.
I mean, I'm just.
If anyone watches it, because
Yeah.
they have to, if everyone knows they have 24 hours, then everyone would know not to waste their time on watching your video.
Well, he's gonna be stuck in his basement watching anime. Anything's possible.
Whoa! Basement? What are we, American? Attic or just my actual bedroom? Well, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be in the back room yet, just staring at my 4K TV. Oh no, rich boy.
Hey, I bought that TV. I earned it.
I have a 2K monitor. I just found out a couple of months ago, actually. I thought it was just 1080p, but no, okay, I was like, yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Nice.
Yeah. There's more today.
So apparently that's what we're going to be doing if we die tomorrow as well. We're going to be comparing TVs.
I mean, we all know who's going to win.
My TV is pretty rad.
Speaking of like devices and stuff,
Yeah.
I've spent a lot of time on the computer during this 24 hours. I might as well probably play a game or two, maybe. I'm not sure though.
I mean, I would love to have one last game of Halo.
I'd love to play games, but I'm not sure. Like, any other time I'd say it's not a waste of my time. That's stupid.
Yeah.
How on earth would you say it's a waste of time? Because everyone says,
But on your final
video
day,
games
yeah.
are a waste of time. And I don't agree with that. But on your final day, maybe they are.
Although,
Because you've got nothing to learn
Yeah.
from them if you're going to die.
I mean, if I'm gonna die anyway, I might as well have one last round on Halo.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't spend the entire day wasting it playing video games, but I'd have one
Yeah, but
last
the
round
problem
of
with
Halo.
video games compared to reading or writing or whatever about your life or like making a podcast, making a video,
Mhm.
is that it can easily take up too much time that you didn't want to take up. So you might plan for it to take up 5-10 minutes and then it ends up taking up 2 hours. That's my main problem with if I was to play a video. And there's so many games, it's like, how do you choose?
I mean, I know exactly which one I'd play. I would play Halo Combat Evolved one last time.
Same. I mean, Minecraft Hunger Games.
Okay, 12-year-old.
While playing Megalovania.
Why don't you play Fortnite while you're at it?
Do you know what the sad thing is, though? I bought the Battle Pass to that. So...
But speaking of like Megalovania, piano is a cool thing. Maybe I should. Well, would I record my songs, or would I just play them for myself?
Try to learn Megalovania.
I already did.
Alright then, that's...
I
Step
would
one.
argue the same thing as what you said about making a YouTube video.
Yeah.
If you record and release your songs on the final day, is anyone going to listen to it?
Yeah. An idea, if we want to preserve this information, like the writing.
Is not Die Tomorrow?
Well, that's an idea, but that might not be possible. And if the world is going to be destroyed as well as ourselves,
then there is no way to preserve anything.
We might have to send it into space somehow.
Like a space time capsule.
Yeah, or like there's something on YouTube Premium. When I had YouTube Premium, there's Vsauce did Mindfield, and there was one of the episodes was about sending information into space. And one of the ways they did it was they just had a computer and a satellite or something like that, and they just did it in a website. They just uploaded a photo and sent it off in little particles throughout space. So maybe we could do something like that with, instead of sending up like capsules and whatever, which might not survive because of the giant watermelons.
I mean, this could be like a video idea of just me, like upstairs, like in the bath, yeah. Or it's all bubbly, and then after I just come out and say, "Hey, Vsauce, Michael here," or "Vsauce, Michael."
You actually just gave me a brilliant idea. Like, we've been discussing what we would do on our final days.
Yeah.
He'd be a weeb, me and you would actually go to stuff. This would actually make a really good skit.
If we're not dead tomorrow.
Indeed.
So, what we want to do is we want to create and we want to make sure that stuff survives.
Yeah, definitely.
That's my main idea of what I
Give
would
joy to
do.
an alien race.
Yeah.
Although they won't actually understand it, they'll just think we look pink and funny.
Yeah, pretty much. They might understand music a little bit better though. That's what I like about music as well. Because we already know it's a universal language. Even if someone's never heard music before, they still understand music. So maybe it would be the same with the alien civilization.
Maybe. Maybe there's a civilization that speaks with music.
Yeah.
They communicate through music.
No.
That's good at Despacito.
No.
No. Bad. Bad, Ollie. Flip.
So yeah, I'd probably record my music and try and send that out to space, along with whatever writing or...
I'd definitely join you with that. I'd definitely, make a last YouTube video. Maybe write a script for a film that would never be made, but just write a short film and put the script in there.
Yeah.
Midday.
Yeah. You could actually do it quite quickly.
Yeah.
Or just get down your ideas, even if you don't formulate it into a script or anything, just throw all of your ideas that you've ever had at a computer and be like, there, this is my legacy.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, is there just going to be a piece of paper that just says, "Punch Ollie," and he says, "Ow." Scene.
But he could record that, couldn't he?
Yeah, you could do it right now. I'm joking.
Okay, so
James raises his fists.
another thing I'd do, if we're doing sort of like an alien time capsule, I'd probably chuck one of my most valuable, not monetary value, but like the most personal value item in there. Just, even if the aliens that discover it don't understand why it's there, it's something that represents me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This will be another podcast, but like about valuable things and what are your most valuable things.
Mhm.
I think that's something we could talk about
Definitely.
if we don't die tomorrow.
I think certainly we've discussed about what we would do if we die tomorrow for long enough. Now let's go on to a bucket list if we live forever.
Not forever. It can't be forever.
If we live
survive
long enough.
If we survive past tomorrow.
Yes.
And there is no watermelons, maybe something would...
May I start with this
in
one?
the atmosphere.
Yeah, you may start.
Okay, so the number one absolute thing that I really, really want to do that's on my bucket list is become an actor. It's always been a dream of mine, and it's certainly something that I would love to do, and I don't even care if I achieved anything as an actor. Just to be in that ballpark, even as a failed actor, I would feel happier with myself having tried and failed rather than never tried at all.
Hi, my babies.
No.
I never asked. That's what good.
Also, before I go into anything, there's different things about bucket lists. Like,
Yes.
we could call it a bucket list, like a lot of people call it. But there are other things, like people who bullet journal, for example. That's the first time I ever heard of it. Call it an apocalypse rather than an apocalypse or a bucket list. It's like an apocalypse. So basically, that means that it's everything that you want to do before, not just that you die.
Before the apocalypse.
Before the world ends. So like, if
evil space cats with laser shooting eyes come down and kill everyone, you want to do it before then.
Try not to predict the future.
We're not Matt Groening.
Yeah, it's like, it's saying, instead of when you die, because when you die, as well as, it's like you try and put a number to that of like, oh, I might die at 90, I might die at 120. It's like, you want to do it not before you die, but before it becomes impossible to do so. So if the world ended tomorrow from these, or even if it didn't end, even if the Earth became, it's still habitable, but it's not possible to do those things anymore because either they don't exist anymore or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like you want to have done those things before they don't exist anymore. Like,
okay.
So if there was like an explosion of some kind, and the world around still existed, but it's not the world as you know it anymore. That's why people call it an apocalypse.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was a good insight just to throw it out
I mean,
there.
it's still a bucket list. So.
It's still a bucket list, but instead of saying, like, it gives the more like tangible idea of when to like say this is, I can do it until this point, or like
maybe hope.
Yeah, hope. It also makes you like want to achieve it sooner. Like, if you look at all of these things and then realize the world could end tomorrow, then which ones are you going to prioritize? That sort of thing.
Okay, would you like to give an example of what your bucket list or apocalypse would have?
Well, I think I'd have to start not with the most important thing, but the thing that I'm currently working on, because that's the most like achievable thing.
Oh, I completely understand. You would destroy all your enemies.
No, it's me.
I'm working currently on a game with a bunch of friends, and it's a game about like anxiety and just like
There's another plug for you.
yeah, well, it's not a plug yet because it doesn't exist yet, but I'm hoping that's like what I want to achieve by the end of this year or next year.
Well, don't go into that too much because we'll leave that for a future podcast when the game is more ready. You can do a full plug.
Of course, but I'm saying that is one of the main things, because I'm working on it currently. That's one of the main things I'd like to achieve before the apocalypse.
Okay, Ollie?
Well, there's not many things that I would do the same as a pocket list or a bucket list, but well, the main thing is just to be with family. That's like the main thing, really, for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just try to make them watch one episode of Sword Art Online. I mean, one anime doesn't hurt
Until
anyone.
you said that you would force your family at gunpoint to watch an anime, I was on the same page.
Did he say at gunpoint?
No, I added that.
No.
Probably at sword point.
Oh yes, sword point. Yeah, that's nice.
Dramatic effect.
Katanas.
Zing.
Katanas and...
Cortana.
No.
I'm leaving.
Cortana.
No.
Cortana.
No.
Alexa's right there. You probably said it earlier, like the other word. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to.
Cortana's better.
Yeah, echo.
Cortana is way better. Anyway.
It seems like it's turned off. Why did you turn it off?
It's not, it's just sleeping.
Okay.
Right, okay. Moving
He's not
on.
sponsored, he's just a tech nerd.
I mean, you could sponsor us if you want Amazon. Come on.
Yeah, if you want to, go ahead. We'd love the sponsorship.
Yeah, if we're sponsored by Amazon, he'll finally say that Alexa's better than Cortana.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yes, you have to.
You had a
Otherwise-
Windows
If they
phone.
pay me to say it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point of a sponsorship, dummy.
If you're just
No, but that has to be in the contract that they pay me to say that exact line.
Okay.
Right, okay. So, moving on. The next thing I would want to do is absolutely, I would have to, like I said earlier, go to America. To go to Universal Studios, to travel around America as much as possible. Experience as much of America as I can. Maybe go to Hollywood. Maybe even star in a movie in Hollywood to go along with the acting. That's the plan.
Is the computer still alive?
Yes, it is still alive. It is.
It looked like it was dead. Does it record when it's on standby?
Yes, it does. See,
Oh, okay, we're good. We're good.
see, 1 hour. What? 40 minutes. This
I mean, podcasts are meant to be long.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Is anyone
we
actually...
just were afraid that the computer was dead, that's all. Anyway, yeah, travel is a huge thing, like we were talking about earlier. It's an even bigger thing if we have a longer amount of time to do it
Yeah.
in. Because we don't have the threat, if we survive past tomorrow, we don't have that threat of death in
Mhm.
24 hours. We have more time than that. So one thing about travel, which I'm wanting to do, is like, once I pass a certain age and I've got a certain amount of education and I've got to where I want to get in life, that is when I'd probably start travelling more often. An idea is to travel away from home, so like abroad, travel abroad 1 month and then travel within the UK the other month.
Mhm.
So it, like, you can like alternate months of like traveling and seeing sites within your own community and within your own country, and then traveling outside and of the country and seeing sites there. I have a lot of like what's the word where like they're two opposites ideas. Like I have lots of opposing ideas of like I'd want to do one thing, but I also might do another
Mhm.
thing.
Dilemma.
So some ideas are like living in other countries, or I could live in this country and travel to other countries, that
Yeah.
sort of thing. One idea I've had for ages, since I was younger actually, was to live in Canada rather than in the UK. But I might change my mind on that in the future.
Mhm.
There's lots of little things that it's like, do I settle down? Do I travel? And all of that I'm kind of leaving to my future self, which is a good idea in some regards. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
But in other regards, if I died tomorrow, would I be proud of where I am?
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Like, I certainly think that I would like to move somewhere like America or Canada, but at the same time, I'm quite happy in a little town called Gosport in England. So.
You gave away our address. We're all gonna die.
Hey, it's not like we live at
Don't say address, not the specific.
10 Downing Street. Okay.
Yeah, that is in Gosport.
Yeah, definitely, because England is all one street.
Yep.
Okay, so I would like to bring in some less likely scenarios of what I would like to do. More science fiction, but could become science fact.
Fair enough.
Well, here comes Brexit.
True. I would like to time travel. If a time machine was ever invented, I would love to experience a prehistoric Earth, see dinosaurs.
This should also be another podcast, but
Go back to different points in history,
If-
experience World War II, go to ancient Rome, go to ancient Egypt, see
If
what
going
the
back
reason
in
for
time-
Stonehenge was being
Wait.
built, or even go forward in time to see if the apocalypse happens or not.
true. But if going back in time would destroy the present or the future, would you still do it?
Yes, I would slap Hitler.
Actually, that is a very interesting question for a future podcast.
Yeah.
Would you kill Hitler?
No.
No, would
That
you slap
everyone does
Hitler?
that. That's unoriginal.
That's so original to kill someone.
Not as a whole podcast based around
The
that, but that
podcast
could
is
be
just
one question
going back
of
in
many
time or going forward in
different
time,
variations. Or we could do a podcast of different ideas and events that could take place where you could change events in the past. And would you do it, and how would you do it?
Yeah.
And would you risk changing your own timeline
And
to
which
make a
time
better
continuum-
future?
Which time continuum would we be on? That sort of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
But that's a podcast for another day.
Any other like sci-fi things that you would
Yes,
want
absolutely.
to be in your bucket list?
It's not completely science fiction because it does have grounded realism because it is possible. I would love a clone of myself. And I know that sounds really egotistical, but it's not like that. I just like a version of myself that I can boss around and get to do the stuff that I can't be bothered
But
to do.
if your clone had the same intelligence as you, then your clone would want a clone, and your clone would want a clone, and we will talk about this another time.
Although then again, there is also the ethics of cloning as well. Like, would the clone count as another person?
Yeah.
Would it be slavery if you?
It depends
boss
on
them
how
about?
the clone is made, and we will go into that another time.
Yeah.
I mean, clone, like, if I had a clone and all that, and I'm just I'm playing Xbox or something, yeah, and someone walks in and say, Ollie, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm playing with myself.
Oh,
It
dear.
does not sit well, okay?
Anyway, about travel from before. So I obviously want to like travel the world and whatever, and so many
Don't we
people
all?
want to do that. But there's also the possibility that in our lifetimes, someone will set up moon base or Mars base, and I'm not sure if I'd want to go myself, but I definitely want it to be something that humanity achieves in
Yeah.
the future. Something like a moon base, and then after the moon base go to Mars. Because at the moment people are thinking of bypassing the moon, and that's not a good idea. But I think maybe if I have seen the world already, living on the moon wouldn't be so bad.
Honestly,
Or at least
if
visiting it just once.
if I had the chance, I would jump at the chance to go anywhere in outer space.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of obvious, me being someone so heavily into science fiction, I love the idea of leaving the planet and exploring the stars.
I love the idea of leaving the planet, but I also would like it to be an idea of leaving the planet if it's safe and I've already seen what I've wanted to see in the world.
See,
Because if I haven't already seen what I've wanted to see in the world, would I want to go to space if I could never come back? That sort of thing.
I would drop everything. I wouldn't care if it was safe, if the planet had actually been tested. I wouldn't care if there was aliens that wanted to eat me or stab me in the chest. I would jump at the opportunity to experience another world,
Yeah,
whether it's hostile or peaceful.
true.
That's well, it could be my wedding, and you could be my best man, and you just like, sorry, Ollie, off to space.
Look, if I have the chance to go to an alien planet or your wedding, I'm off to that planet, man.
Do you know what?
Agreed.
You're not invited to the reception.
But
There.
he's invited to the wedding, but not the reception.
Yeah, he's not coming to the wedding anymore.
Great.
I didn't know I was invited to begin
It was supposed to be a surprise.
Who are you married to? Who are you getting married to?
This wonderful girl.
Anime.
Excuse me.
He's getting married to anime.
That makes sense.
Don't make fun of my culture. I'm marrying this wonderful girl. Her name is.
It doesn't count if she's a pillow.
Don't say her name, because if you end up marrying someone with a different name, they will be mad when they
Okay,
listen
Google.
to this.
They won't listen to this.
my wife is named Google. So she gets turned on when I say "Okay, Google."
Oh dear. Do you have any sci-fi ideas in your bucket list?
Well, I've been watching this show recently called Orville.
I love
by-
Orville.
by
It's so
Seth
good.
MacFarlane.
Yeah.
Excuse me, what was that? No, it's kind of the font. Good. Yeah, but I would love to just go out of space, see some sights and all that. Oh, look, a nova star. Oh, look, a shooting star.
Oh look, we just went through a black hole.
Whoops.
Oh, look, my colleague.
Oh look, we're all going very fast into a star and we're going to die.
Oh look, we'll be dead tomorrow.
Nice one.
I mean, I would listen to the podcast in space, just to think to myself.
Would you be making the podcast with us in space?
Yeah.
Would we all be in space together making the podcast when there's literally the amazement of space?
Yeah.
We'd just be sat in a room making the podcast.
Yeah,
But we'd have to be careful on what the scenarios that will kill us will be, because if we're like, oh, a meteor will crash into our spaceship,
So
and
dodge
then
it.
a meteor crashes into
Yeah,
our
no one
spaceship.
jinx us.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you haven't watched The Orville, we're not sponsored, but it's a really good show. It's a parody of Star Trek, and I would highly recommend you go and watch it.
By Seth MacFarlane, the original person around Family Guy. And fun fact for you, he would not be here if he was not drunk on September the 11th, because he dodged 9/11. True story. He would not be here if he was not hungover.
I think there's a lot of stories like that. It's
Yeah.
interesting though.
It is very interesting, but to avoid going down a depressing loop of 9/11 stories, let's just move on.
My Little
Okay.
Pony. I watched it. I watched the movie. It's my favorite.
I really hope you're joking.
No, I am not joking.
I watched the movies.
My favorite.
I'm so
pony.
disappointed in the pair of
It
you.
wasn't my fault.
My favorite pony is Rainbow Dash. She
Rainbow
is
Know
Dash
their names!
is a good pony.
Yo, I think you're like Twilight Sparkle, to be fair, or Buttershy. Or
You know what?
Do
Do a podcast on your own, I'm dead.
It's a good movie. Watch it.
Bye.
Which
Okay.
one are you talking about though?
Oh,
The Equestria Girls one or the...
The Equestria, we gotta say Equestria, of the pink-haired girl who's like really shy and all that.
Stop it! Get some help!
Please do. No.
I mean, even though it's a good meme and all that, yeah. I'm also followed by some My Little Pony group on Facebook. I just shares
Please
like
stop.
like sometimes it's like really good My Little Pony memes. Sometimes yeah, it's like really questionable like
What My
What?
Little Pony related things are in your bucket list?
on My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Well then,
Destroying everyone involved in the
I
creation
better
of
get
it.
the list.
That is not ethical.
I would
Who said it had to be ethical?
like like those
Your
anime.
bucket list has to be ethical.
Those little My Little Pony. No, just anime body pillows. Yeah. What I would do is I'll get My Little Pony human life versions.
We are going to stop this conversation.
I am rethinking my life right
We are
now.
going
I would get
Stop this
Rainbow
conversation.
Dash
No.
as my waifu,
Why
This
did I
is-
agree to do
This
this
is the
podcast?
end of that conversation.
and I will just have a nice dinner with her. Yeah, in a fancy restaurant. Yeah. So when the waiter comes, yeah, he would be like, "Oh, what would you like on this fine day?" I'm like,
That was dumb.
I would like some water.
Food. What do you want to eat?
My final day, what would I like to eat? There is literally only two things that possibly come to mind. I would skip breakfast because I never really have breakfast.
Same.
Lunch, I would have a homemade pizza. Has to be homemade. And for dinner, I would have a lasagna, because those are my 2 favourite dishes. And yes, the lasagna would also have to be homemade.
I might get Pringles because I've not had any this year, and I love them. They taste really yummy. But I'm not actually sure.
Oh, and Galaxy chocolate. I would have to have
yeah.
Galaxy chocolate.
Yeah, of course, chocolate and fudge and sweets
Yeah.
and yum.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'm not sure my favourite meal. I have a lot of ideas for favourite snacks and things like that. And when I was younger, I used to be like, oh, party food is my favourite food because it's just a bunch of snacks. It's loads and loads of snacks, and you can choose whatever you want.
See, I was never really a fan of party food.
I'm not a fan of party food because it's at a party and everyone else eats it too. But if it was just to myself, just a big amount of anything, all you can eat places. I used to love those.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking of doing one for my birthday, but I don't know.
I mean,
What would your last meals be?
well, it would have to be KFC. And for dinner...
I can see that.
For dinner, I'm sorry, okay, look, okay, this is hypothetical, okay, because anything can happen in this kind
The
of
only
situation.
KFC thing I would have on my last day is just their Skittles milkshake. That tastes nice.
Fair play. And
It is really good.
I always try to taste human flesh. Alright then,
Okay, right.
So you go cannibal.
If you were in a controlled environment and you were going to die, then they would not allow you to have human flesh. Also, I thought I just said that our bucket lists need to... Oh dear. They need to be ethical.
Oh, technically it is.
Need to be ethical.
I mean, if he's the last survivor and everyone else is dead,
Then it might be okay.
Hippity
But-
hoppity, foodaroonie. I mean, come on.
But
I mean,
if
if
you are going
everyone
to
el-
die,
if
then do not eat human
if everyone else is dead,
We're not going into this.
eventually food would run out.
Yeah, of course we're not going into this.
Yeah.
And eventually food might not run out because if the earth is fine and everyone's dead, then you can grow food.
If it makes you feel better, I won't eat you,
Thank you.
okay?
Thank you.
I mean, maybe a nibble, but
I
just...
do not want to be eaten.
This doesn't make me feel better, seeing as you only pointed to Robin here.
Okay, I won't eat you either, Ian, okay? Because
Thank you very much.
you probably taste like blood.
That's what
That's what everything tastes
like.
of. Everything has blood in it.
That's a joke.
Not everything. Vegetables do not have blood in them.
We were talking about meat-based
I know,
stuff.
but you said everything.
Oh,
I
vegetarians.
didn't mean the universe tastes of blood.
What about vegetarians?
Vegetarians, they are disgusting, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, because each and every vegetarian, yeah, is a plant killer, okay? And I do not
And
believe
you're
in
not?
that. No, I never eat vegetables, that's why. I always eat meat. Because it is,
if we're gonna monetize this,
it
this
is-
is already
it
demonetized.
is scientifically proven, okay? It's scientifically proven that tomatoes scream when you cut them.
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes, tomato.
Potato,
Selena,
potato.
I can't say the scientific word for tomato, but there's a song about it. It's good.
Red stuff, okay? I do not kill the red stuff, okay? The red orbs. I do not eat the red orbs because they scream, and I do not want to be associated or be with
What about
anyone.
your ketchup?
I love ketchup, I'm not a monster. It's already dead. I mean,
I
Is
love
it-
ketchup, but I'm not a monster.
like,
That is the weirdest thing I've heard from you today, and that's saying
it's
something.
exactly like vegetarians. It's like you can't kill animals, yeah, but
Can we get that in a soundbite? Just him saying, "I love ketchup. I'm not a monster."
well, I'm not, okay, because
Get it on a t-shirt.
do you know what? We should get our own clothing line of just a tomato and with a knife that just says, "I love ketchup. I'm not a monster."
But if you're putting...
We so should. Wait. Is it a tomato or a tomato with a knife, or is it a tomato with a knife? Like, is the tomato holding the knife, or is the knife separate to the
There's a-
tomato?
There's a knife in the tomato.
But that's like
And it should
that's
be,
like hate imagery.
and it should be available for
Hate
all
imagery
genders.
against tomatoes.
Yeah.
That might be the weirdest thing you said today.
And it should be available for all genders, yeah. But as soon as you go onto the actual website, yeah, and it says pick your gender, it only has male and female.
And carrot.
Why carrot?
I don't know. Carrots have feelings too.
Do you not know? Carrots, yeah, they are disgusting, okay? Oh, here we go, another rant by
I
Ollie.
thought you said you didn't eat veg.
Exactly, they are disgusting. Because yeah, it is scientifically proven that all reindeers, okay, reindeers are the real killers. We need to kill each and every reindeer because they are killing.
Not
millions.
Rudolph!
No, you're not screw Rudolph, okay? He's gonna die, okay?
I'm saving Rudolph.
Die!
Okay, I'm adding that to my bucket list. Saving Rudolph from this guy.
Because he kills, yeah, tons and tons of carrots each year, okay? Have you seen that McDonald's adverts with that, with the...
But you're gonna kill Santa too!
He ordered those carrots to their deaths, okay? It is like... I suppose put like a really...
Either
weird
Ollie is going to make our podcast really popular or really unpopular. There's no in between.
It's gonna be both.
See, I wasn't sure how these podcasts were gonna go. I thought we'd have a bit of a comedic joke here and there, but it would be a bit serious here and there too. This has just turned into full-on banter. This is just us when we're not podcasting.
That's the point. That's why
Yeah.
I said that we... That's one reason why I said we should start the podcast when we were talking about it, because we were talking as if we were on a podcast anyway. And we
Well, we
wanted
just
to...
do. This
Yeah.
is how we talk in normal, everyday
We
situations.
wanted to record what we found funny, because then we can listen back to it.
Okay, so what we find funny is
No.
No.
shake weights.
Stop.
Stop.
Can we not mention that every episode, please?
No, it's gonna be a funny
I
thing.
think we...
Oh, no.
I'm gonna slip it in every single episode.
I think we're
I have a
done
feeling
with
we will.
that because you already had your say on My Little Pony, anime, and your opinions on vegetarians.
Whoa, is it because I'm a male that I should not have
Oh, don't
Stop.
don't bring feminism into this as well.
as much as
Stop.
a woman? Do you know what? That is sexist, okay? I'm gonna tumble a
This
shit
is the
you.
most political banter I have ever had in my life.
That's not true.
Stop.
That's not true.
What, that I'm a male? Whoa, are we going to go into this?
Did you just assume his gender?
Are you... Did you just
No, he's
assume my
assuming
gender?
his own gender.
Do you know what? I find that so disgusting that someone would disobey the laws and ethical logic here, okay, of I am a male.
Is it my turn to leave now?
It might very well be. We've all
to
done
you?
Bye. Bye, Robin.
That's it. Walk away. Sorry, Dave. Always knew.
Oh, David was so not watching this.
Listening.
Listening, yeah. So used to doing YouTube. I mean, I'm not a YouTube. I'm certainly not plugging my channel right now.
I mean, yeah. Can you please not put in your YouTube channel at youtube.co.uk at /UNDEAD-IRON /.
If you put the at in it, it won't work.
I mean, sorry, you haven't reached 100 subscribers yet, so it hasn't. So it would be youtube.com /xyttt225655.
That's going to be the address to something.
Underscore watch.
Subscribe to PewDiePie.
Yep.
Okay, so
We went completely off topic.
we did.
What were we talking about?
I'm not even sure what the topic was to begin with anymore.
Bucket lists.
Yes, it was.
And the fact we're all going to die by watermelons, so why on earth are we talking about...
I have an idea to stop the.
Nonsense.
I have an idea to stop the watermelons.
Okay.
In the last episode, we were under attack by savage wolves. If you're wondering how we survived, we actually tamed the wolves, and they're now our friends.
I didn't. I didn't do anything. I just watched everyone else.
I
take
killed
wolves.
one.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Sorry, he was looking at me funny.
And we were not impressed.
We were not impressed, and neither was the pack.
You
The pack
punched
respond to me, and they respond to Robin. They hate Ollie.
Yeah.
You literally punched me.
He gets the scraps. He gets the tomatoes.
But
Hey,
anyway,
Hey, do
So-
not feed me tomatoes. They have feelings.
I'm thinking this podcast has gone on for long enough, so I'm going to wrap it up with how we defeated the watermelons. How we would defeat the watermelons.
Okay.
I would take my pack of trained wolves from the last episode, who, incidentally, can fly in outer space and breathe in outer space.
How did you test?
Yes. They're magic wolves.
When did you have the time from last podcast to now to test that they were magic?
Don't question it. They're magic wolves. Anyway, so I would send my magic wolves up into space, and
This
they would
sounds like-
eat the watermelons.
This sounds like a plot for an anime. Anyway, that was Dead Tomorrow. Thank you for listening. If we're not dead tomorrow, we'll be back next time, maybe discussing a hypothetical apocalyptic scenario or something. No idea.
I think next time we've talked about zombies enough. Maybe we should talk about the hypothetical
We hardly spoke
zombie
about
apocalypse.
zombies. We didn't. We've spoken more about space. Maybe we'll do something on that. Anyway, you'll find out next time that we're here. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed some part of this and probably tuned out for the other half. If we're not dead tomorrow, we'll see you later. And that's
This is
goodbye.
Iron signing out.
Goodbye from me, Robin.
Goodbye from your boy.